These are famous silks?
These are one of the most famous silks.
Talk to us.
Those are Calumet Farm. Royal Blue and Double Red.
Double red.
I worked for them 2 years. I went to work for them for Ben and Jim Jones in 1957 and 58. We won the Derby both years. Tim Tam and Iron Leeds. Those are the silks that were on Iron Leeds.
Wow.
Bill Hardtack rode him, I was galloping him. We scratched the other part of the entry, General Duke, and day before the race. And Hardtack says, "Oh, we can't win the Derby, Bill." I said, "You're going to win it anyhow." He paid $18.80. I bet my whole paycheck on him, $75 a week. And that was the year that Shoemaker was on Gallant Man. He stood up.
That's right.
But you know how the shoe rides. He never touching the mouth anyhow. I think this horse still would have won. So after the race, Hardtack gave me those silks. And that's kind of unique.
That's terrific. Now, Tim Tam, I used to drink in a bar with a guy who said he was Tim Tam's groom.
What year was that, Bill?
1957. Oh.
Could that be right?
Well, there was a guy called Slow and Easy that rubbed. There was a guy called Slow and Easy that rubbed Tim Tam at one time. Oh, we had a Russian guy. We called the Mad Russian, Slow and Easy, and Pinky was an exercise boy. There was a lot of nicknames on the racetrack in those days, you know.
There still is.
But it was a really, really top job in the country. And of course, when I went to work for him in Florida, I wasn't legally 16 yet, so I used to crawl underneath the fence to get into the barn.
Wow.
And
Every day.
Every day. And but I was with them 2 years and we won the Derby. I mean, a father and son training team, but
Right.
they could peak a horse. It's all about peaking for the first Saturday of May. I mean, they were making a plan in January to peak on the first Saturday in May, and they were masters.
In January. Yeah, I know. You see all these people, well, we don't know if we're going, we're not sure. They don't know. They're not winning. Those aren't the ones winning.
The one that wins makes the plan. You could never get to a race, a big race like that, without a plan. Now, you can make the plan, and it doesn't pan out. But just to get there without the plan, it's not going to happen.
Right, right. And even now, like this year, you see people, okay, for example, this horse Come at the top in California. The trainer was on the record saying you can't get the 1.25 miles. Then 3 weeks later, he comes out and says, well, yeah, we think he can get it. No, somebody's fiddling in there, you know?
Sometimes people get influenced by reporters like you. I remember when Funny Side was going to run in the Derby, and they had taken him out. They were going to take him down, I think it was the fairgrounds, for a 1.25 or a 1.8 race. And a lot of reporters were telling Barclay Tagg that this horse can't get, pedigree says he can't get this much ground. So they went out there and something was wrong with the engine, and they brought the horse back to Gulf Street. And I called Barclay on his cell phone. I said, Barclay, are you going to fix another plane, or are you going to fairgrounds? He says, I don't know, maybe it's a bad sign. I brought him back here to the barn. They're supposed to call us to go back for another plane. He said, but I don't know if I should because he can't get the 1.25 miles. I said, he's got more distance in his family in the 5th generation than you'll ever need. You go out there and prep him there and you'll win the Kentucky Derby. And he said, Billy, why in the hell are you so concerned about my horse? How do you know about my horse? I said, because I got his mother here on the farm and I want you to win the Derby.
That's right.
I had his dam, bought her for $3,500.
What was the name again?
The horse's name was Funny Side.
No, I know that.
Her name was Jesus, Mary.
Oh, I know. I'm the same way. I came out and visited her in the field.
Yeah, I had a foal by her called
Rock Slide, or
Rock Slide was another foal, but I had a foal that called Homicide. What was the name of Funny Side's dam, Joan?
No. Jeez, I can't remember. I'm into something, Will.
Jesus Christ, can't
I know,
remember.
we're horrible.
But anyhow, Barkley couldn't get over how I was trying to tell him about how his horse would run from her.
Bell's
Good Side.
Bell's Good Side.
Boy, that's right, Bell's Good Side.
Thank God I'm here.
Yeah.
See, what was funny about that year was, and this is something we've been talking about for another story we're going to be working on, Barkley, he was just became such a ornery sucker around the reporters. They were
really?
driving him crazy, Bill. They just were driving him insane. And it just seemed like he was shooing gnats away when they were around. You know, just let me handle my horse, please. Let me do my job. You guys are really getting in my hair.
Well, you know, particularly Derby week, it can get so hectic with so many reporters. I remember Dad was down there when Frank Whiteley was there, and Frank Whiteley was a real stay-in-the-barn kind of trainer. He was not a talker, and but a great horseman, and he was friendly with my father, so when he got to Kentucky with this particular horse, he said, Frank, I'm going to set it up where you only have to spend 30 minutes. After you're done training, everybody will be here at the same time. They'll ask you questions, and then it'll be all over. And we'll put a blockade outside the barn. You come outside the barn, they won't bother your horse. Okay, Bill, he said, okay. So he goes out there for the first one, and one of the reporters in the crowd says, Mr. Whiteley, how did your horse sleep last night? And Frank looked at him and said, I don't know, I didn't sleep with him. Turned around and went back in the barn.